Hello there everyone. If you are seeing this video, it is Friday, November 2nd, 2018. And today, due to the fact that I just don't trust the fall-time weather, because it's just been so windy lately, I figured I would record the volunteer information for Vicky Palladino here in my studio in Fresh Meadows, which again, I am in State Senate District number 11. So, quite fitting that I would do it here. And again, just want to quickly mention that I was one of the volunteers back in the summer who helped Mrs. Palladino get on the ballot. I can proudly say here that I got 20 signatures back in June, which those were some hot days, but they were worth it because historically this district has always been a safe red wall, thanks to my past state senator Frank Padovan, who passed away last month. And obviously, the reason why I'm helping Vicky is for Frank. That's pretty much why I'm doing this, because the red wall obviously needs to stay here in District 11. And thankfully, before Frank passed on last month, he did support Vicky. So there was some unity in Queens GOP, of course, when, of course, Mrs. Palladino won her primary back in September. Now, in this video, I'm going to give some volunteer information on how you can help on Election Day, because we need any Republican from New York State to contribute to this campaign. We actually, well, I can't say we because, it's on Vicky's behalf, but Vicky actually did have a volunteer who helped petition her onto the ballot in this district from Poughkeepsie. So that is a big deal. Alright, we had somebody come from Poughkeepsie to help keep the red wall here in District 11. And, I'm saying the red wall because, as I said, Frank Padovan represented my district for about almost 40 years. So, obviously, for the historic sake of this election, and especially how my district has been under Democratic control with Tony Avila, we have a very big fight on Election Day. All right, the Democrats nominated a ultra-liberal radicalist who honestly does not share the same viewpoints with Tony Avila, and I was desperately considering re-electing Tony Avila if Simon Minching had won the primary, because Tony actually supports getting rid of the bike lanes here in Queens, which I'm glad he does, and he still keeps that fight today. But the thing is, I agree with Vicky Palladino on the bike lanes, and I agree with her mindset of putting our borough first. That's why I supported her. It's not just District 11, it's my borough. She's going to look out for everybody in Queens, up in Albany. And more importantly, if Andrew Cuomo wins, and if she goes to Albany for us, she promised me one thing, and she promised everybody in this district, that she's going to give Andrew Cuomo a living nightmare. So, Andrew Cuomo's going to be terrified of this woman, that's for sure. The thing was, if Frank Padovan had won re-election in 2010 and didn't lose to Tony Avila, which, again, I respected Tony for winning that election, because, again, Tony is not somebody who you should fear, all right? Tony was a nice guy. I thought he was going to take on Vicky. I was expecting this race to be close. But I can tell you one thing. With John Liu, right? That's his name? Right, because you get rid of the I and then, so it's John Liu. That's what Vicky told me his name was. I actually spoke to her in private, but it's John Liu, alright? So, pretty much, John Liu is an ultra-liberal radicalist, alright? He does not share the same viewpoints with Tony Avila. Tony Avila actually disagrees with Bill de Blasio on issues. But John Liu actually agrees with Bill de Blasio on many issues, which is another reason why I cannot support John Liu. Alright? I can't. Never could. And I was very happy that Vicky had won her primary, because as I said, if it was Simon winning the Republican nomination and John winning the Democratic nomination, again, I would have had to go third party and support Tony Avila. Because, again, I would have not been able to sleep with myself wondering, Tony Avila is not representing me or Vicky Palladino is not representing me. So, two people who are from this borough, who share the same values that, support us, why would I support Lou or Minching? Exactly. Wouldn't. So, I was very happy on primary night Vicky won, even though, again, I'm not officially a Republican until next year, which stupid board of electors. Very annoyed with them. They screwed me on primary day, but I'm not going to get into that. What I do want to discuss here, very quickly, volunteer information. Now, if you are a registered Republican in New York State, you don't even have to be in the district, because as I said, somebody from Poughkeepsie actually helped us get signatures. And that person was a registered Republican in New York. I will suggest if you are outside of the Republican line and you want to contribute on Election Day, you can donate. Vicky does have a website. I'll leave that in the description. I don't remember on the top of my head, but there will be a website linked in the description. But I remember the two most important things: the campaign phone number if you want to help on Election Day, canvass, or do what you can to get the last minute votes on Election Day. So, the campaign phone number in Whitestone is 718-775-0332, which I'll also leave that in the description. And the address, if you don't want to help volunteer, you can come in person and donate. That's the best part. Vicky has a campaign office in Whitestone where you can talk to one of her staff members and they will gladly accept any cash donation, even on Election Day. That's the best part. And those donations are going to possibly help in the future if Vicky wins and wants to run for re-election. Very important that the money is raised for future events or future causes Vicky is going to support that will help improve our quality of life here in Queens. You want the address? It's 14-12. There you go. Now I remembered it. Clintonville Road in Whitestone. If I got it wrong, I'll leave that in the description as well. But I know I'm going to be helping her on Election Day, which I'm really looking forward to. It should be fun. I'm really excited because, as I said, I will say this again, I'm doing this on behalf of Frank Padovan. Frank would want me to help Vicky. He would. And even though, again, last month was an unfortunate event that he passed away from a heart attack, I just hope Vicky winning on Election Day will look out for Frank in heaven, hopefully, because as I mentioned before, Frank was a great senator, and I respected him a lot. And again, he represented me since I was a kid, so for this state senate election to be important to me, it's very important to me, very important to Vicky, and pretty much I think, again, I honestly think this race is going to be close. I thought it would be a little bit closer if Tony won the nomination, but from what I've been hearing from strategists in the political field, there are people who are still supporting Tony Avila on third-party ballots. Now, on Election Day, he will be on the Independents and Working Families line. However, that does not help John Liu. Alright, he has no third-party endorsements. But this will benefit Vicky, because then the people voting for Vicky will help her possibly get her elected to become the next state senator in this district. So obviously, there are people who do not like John Liu because of his ultra-liberal policies. And again, Tony Avila, for a guy being a centrist, that's how I think he was able to defeat Frank Padovan in the first place 8 years ago. But with Vicky Palladino, you are seeing the conservative base in this district come back. And that's what we need. We had that base for decades, and we need it back desperately. So again, you want to volunteer, you want to donate, do that. But the most important thing to do, and I will definitely be doing this, is vote. It's absolutely important that we all vote. If you're in District 11, vote. Because again, I've tried all I can to help you consider voting for Vicky Palladino. Because, as I said, I would be very nervous if John Liu represented me in Albany. Because he would support the ultra-liberal agenda in Albany. And I just don't want to be turned away from leaving New York. I just don't. So, once again, it's very important that you vote. You want to volunteer. I would strongly consider if you want to volunteer for Vicky on election day, because there is going to be volunteers like me and other people who want to help her get to Albany on election day. We want her to go to Albany for us. That's what we want. And especially, again, Frank Padavin's up in heaven right now. I'm pretty sure he wants it too. So, let's just hope that it will happen. And I will be very antsy on election night, believe me. I'm still hoping Molinaro can pull an upset in the governor's race, but I still have a bigger expectation for Palladino to become my next state senator. So, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed on election night. As I said, I will be voting, and more importantly, I want to remind everybody on Election Day, polls will be open on Tuesday, November 6th at 6 a.m. here in New York, and they will close at 9 p.m. So please remember to get out and vote on this upcoming Tuesday, November 6th. So, with that out of the way, if Vicky Palladino is watching, and I even left her a voicemail to remind her that I am going to be coming to Whitestone. I will see you, Vicky, on Election Day in Whitestone. I will see all the other volunteers on Election Day as well. I know I'm going to be coming with another volunteer. I'm not going to disclose who he is, but he's a close friend of mine. You might have seen him before in my other videos, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, Election Day is coming. Just remember that. That's it. Thank you all for watching. Till the next one, please take care.